The 71st session of the United Nations General Assembly ended earlier today in New York City. One of the speakers was Belize's Foreign Minister Wilfred Elrington, who took the opportunity to highlight the challenges faced by Belize in its relations with Guatemala.
Continuous illegal entry by armed trespassers from Guatemala persisted, despite the valiant efforts of our Border Patrol to deter them. The trespassers engaged with impunity day and night in the panning for gold, the hunting for wild game and birds, the pillaging of Mayan temples, illegal logging, and the cultivation of crops, including marijuana, for commercial purposes. In the process, our priceless forest is being decimated, our waters, both potable and salt, compromised, and our coral reefs choked to death by sediments that run off the denuded mountain sides after each torrential downpour. Being fully cognizant of the devastating environmental impact which these practices are having in neighboring countries and further afield, Belize cannot afford to let the same thing happen to us. From time to time, in the course of attempting to apprehend the trespassers, firearms are used by Belize security personnel and by the trespassers, who are invariably armed. Indeed, between the period September 2014 to March 2016, one Belizean tourist policeman was killed and a Belize Defense Force sergeant ambushed and shot, though not fatally, by trespassers entering Belize from Guatemala. Tragically, and much to Belize's regret, on the 20th April 2016, a Guatemalan miner was fatally shot and his father and brother injured when they came in contact with a Belizean patrol in one of our protected national parks in the dead of night. An investigation was forthwith commenced by the Belize Police Force. Additionally, officials of the Organization of American States stationed at the adjacency zone between Belize and Guatemala immediately commenced their own investigation. And at the specific behest of Guatemala, Belize requested the Secretary General of the Organization of American States to cause to be launched a special official independent investigation into the incident. The Organization of American States commissioned two senior, eminently qualified specialists to undertake that special investigation with the full knowledge and approval of the Guatemalan government. At the time of their appointment, Guatemala expressed no reservation as to their competence, suitability, or otherwise to undertake that investigation.
Elrington went on to speak of the report submitted by the Special Commission.
The report discloses that the deceased had been detained by security personnel in Belize a mere month prior to the incident. At the time of his detention, he had in his possession, unlawfully, a .22 caliber rifle and wild game. He was neither mistreated, arrested, nor prosecuted by Belizean authorities. Instead, he was promptly sent back to his country. The report further discloses that the deceased, a brother, also a minor, and their father were knowingly and unlawfully well within Belizean territory on the night of the incident, and that none of the wounds inflicted was caused by weapons carried by personnel of the Belize Defense Force. The wounds were inflicted by small caliber firearms carried on the night of the incident by two members of a local conservation non-governmental organization that made up the Belize Patrol. Shots were fired by both groups, the Guatemalans and the Belize Joint Patrol, on that ill-fated night. And the following morning, elements of the Guatemalan army, along with civilians from a nearby Guatemalan village, entered Belizean territory illegally, visited the site, contaminated the scene, and withdrew and withheld evidentiary material that could have been useful to an investigation. In the wake of the incident, a fanatical public relations campaign was launched by Guatemala against Belize, falsely alleging that the death of the miner was at the hands of the Belize Defense Force. In addition, the Guatemalan president publicly announced the amassing of troops along our western and southern borders. However, the report of the Special Independent Commission chronicles what really took place on the night of the incident. The objective, impartial findings of fact established the correctness of the Belize's position from the start and the wholly erroneous nature of the allegations leveled against our country by Guatemala. The report completely absolves Belize of any and all blame for the incident. It makes manifest the wrongness of Guatemala's accusations against Belize and against the personnel of our Belize Defense Force. Guatemala has since publicly rejected the Commission's report. However, it is certainly irresponsible, if not reprehensible and utterly unacceptable, that Guatemala should now seek to reject the results of a process which it had specifically requested and agreed to, and which was conducted by OAS-appointed independent third country professionals with impeccable credentials and with no axe to grind. And the wanton threat of use of force by a nation against its neighbor is wholly uncalled for, recklessly dangerous, and in clear violation of the Charter of this United Nations, and can in no wise be countenanced.
Elrington said Belize's only wish is to live in peace and harmony with all its neighbors, including Guatemala.